El presente perfecto indicativo is a tense in Spanish, okay, and is actually a tense, is a past tense, okay, even though it is called el presente perfecto, it's a past tense, but it's a past tense that refers to actions or conditions or events that happen very recently that are very related to the present. How do we conjugate the present perfect of the indicative? Okay, first let's look at some examples. Okay, we have the sentences: he olvidado las llaves en el auto. Okay, ayer olvidé las llaves en el auto. Okay, so both sentences are in the past tense, but there's a difference. Why should we use the present perfect instead of the preterite as in the second sentence? Okay, when we say he olvidado las llaves en el auto, okay, it could be that that action happened maybe 2 minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. We cannot say. But when we say ayer olvidé las llaves en el auto, we're talking about a specific time in the past. The second two sentences are very similar. He pensado en renunciar a mi trabajo. Pensé renunciar a mi trabajo. Okay, both sentences are in the past tense, but there's a difference. In the first sentence, we're using the present perfect, and it is implied that we are still thinking about quitting our job. Okay, maybe it is still a possibility. In the second sentence, it is implied that we thought about it, but we are not planning on acting on it. Okay, we thought about it, but we dismissed the thought. In the first sentence, it is implied that yes, I have thought about that, and probably I'm still thinking about it right now. Okay, nunca he estado en España. Okay, I have never been in Spain. I have never been in Spain since I was a little girl till the past, from the past tense all the way to the present. Okay, I have never been in Spain. Nunca he estado en España. Estuve en España el verano pasado. It's a preterite. It's the past tense too, but it's a specific time. I was in Spain last summer. Okay? How do we conjugate the present perfect? El presente perfecto del indicativo. Okay, we use an auxiliary verb, the verb haber, okay, and we use a past participle. Remember we studied the past participle as an adjective? Well, here it works as a verb, so it is a little bit different, and we're going to talk about that. How do we conjugate it? Okay, you conjugate it as you conjugate any verb in the present tense. Yo he, tú has, él ha, nosotros hemos, vosotros habéis, ellos o ellas, ustedes han. And we conjugate the first verb, the auxiliary verb, that way, but the past participle stays the same. It doesn't change. He escrito, has escrito, ha escrito, etc. So it doesn't matter who is the person, the past participle doesn't change. It's the same. Okay, when do we use the present perfect? We use the present perfect, as I said before, when we are talking about actions and events that are very related to the present. They occur in the past tense, but they are very, very connected to the present. And if you translate the sentences from the Spanish to the English, the meaning is the same. ¿Ya has usado la impresora? Have you already used the printer? It's the same meaning, okay? Okay, this is sort of a diagram on where is present perfect in terms of time, and we have here the this is the this is the line of time, okay, that goes all the way from the past, okay, to the future, and we have here the preterite, okay, and you know the preterite is the past tense, and is the past tense of an action that happens maybe once, okay. Then we have the imperfect, which is also the past tense, but that refers to habitual or repetitive actions. And then we have the present tense here, okay? We have the present tense, and here we have the future. Now the present perfect is just between the imperfect and the present, okay? It's very near the present tense, okay? It's part of the past, but it's very much related, very near the present tense. Just remember that when you conjugate a verb in the present perfect, you only have to conjugate the auxiliary verb, which is haber, okay? The participle, the past participle, doesn't change. It's the same. As you can see in this example, he archivado, has archivado, ha archivado, nosotros hemos archivado. It doesn't matter who is speaking. It doesn't change. It has nothing to do with agreement with number or gender, because it is not functioning, it is not working as an adjective. It is a verb, so it doesn't change. You use the same past participle every time. One thing that does changes in Spanish is the order of the words. For example, in English, you can say, okay, I have already eaten breakfast, and that is correct. You put already between have and eaten, and that's correct. And you can say, I have eaten breakfast already, and that is correct. Okay, in Spanish, you can say, yo ya he desayunado, and it's correct. Or yo he desayunado ya, and it's correct. But you cannot separate the auxiliary verb from the past participle. You cannot say something like, yo he ya desayunado. That is incorrect. You cannot separate the auxiliary verb from the past participle. You can do it in English, but you cannot do it in Spanish. Okay, there's also the same rule with pronouns and with negative words like no, okay, or nunca. They are always before the verb haber, before the auxiliary. They are never between the auxiliary and the past participle, like in these examples. No la he preparado, la has grabado. You're using in the first sentence a negative and a pronoun, and you're using in the second sentence, which is a question, to a pronoun, okay? And they are never put between the auxiliary verb and the past participle. They are always before. There's another expression in Spanish that is very similar to the present perfect of the indicative, and that is acabar de, accompanied by the infinitive. Okay, acabar de, like yo acabo de leer el libro. I just finished reading the book. Okay, nosotros acabamos de ver la videoconferencia. We just finished watching the video conference. Acaban de borrar el archivo. They just finished deleting the file. Okay, you conjugate the present of acabar and followed by the infinitive, and the meaning is very similar to the present perfect. You're talking about something that just happened. So this is sort of a way of using the same tense in a different form, just like we use ir and the infinitive to talk in the future tense, but it's not exactly the future tense. The same here with the present perfect and the expression acabar de and the infinitive.